Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day of my 12 Days of Beauty series. I've been somehow managing to keep up thus far and I hope you guys are enjoying this series. But today I wanted to do my makeup inventory, so I will link my mid-year inventory down below, but I do have the number still, and basically what I'm going to do is just I counted up how many of each product I had in my collection. So like I counted up how many blushes, how many eyeshadows, how many bronzers, all of that kind of thing, and I'm just going to tell you guys how much I have in each category. I'm going to compare that to what I had in I think June or July, which it did grow a lot, but I just wanted to compare it just because I think it's a good way to see like what I went crazy on, what categories I really need to slow down on and stuff like that. So I will link that down below, but you don't necessarily need to watch it. And yeah, so I'm going to share these numbers. They aren't my best numbers. I definitely think that these numbers will change shortly into 2021 because I do want to declutter some stuff, but for now this is like what I have in my collection without decluttering anything. So, and if I know on my mid-year inventory, a lot of you guys were saying how you wanted me to show my collection, which I do agree that that'd be nice, but on Instagram I'm actually doing an inventory series. I have, as of right now, 3 posts up, and I'm going to be showing you everything there with more in-depth reviews. So if you want to see that, just check out my Instagram. But anyways, let's get into the video. So for some of the smaller categories, I think I will just quickly show you like what it is. So for the first category, which is primers, I have 2 full-sized primers and 1 deluxe size sample for a total of 3 primers. And in the mid-year inventory, I had 4 primers. So I did empty one of the deluxe size samples that I had, but I still have both of these samples. And I forgot to mention, what I also want to do is kind of tell you like where I kind of want these numbers to be going. So in 2021, I want to get no deluxe size samples, and I want to keep 1 or 2 primers, but definitely not these exactly, but I think 1 or 2 primers is okay for my collection. So for foundation, in June I had 2 tinted moisturizers, 1 foundation, and 1 deluxe sample, and now I just have 4 foundation tinted moisturizer type products. If you saw my Instagram, I'm actually decluttering the Kosas tinted face oil. So on Instagram I said I had 5, right now I have 4. So these 2 are tinted moisturizers and these 2 are more traditional foundations. I think that number is fine. I think it might get a little bit bigger, but I don't want anything more than like 6 foundations. And honestly, I would like to keep it under 5 just because like I don't need a ton open because I literally use these 2 every single day. So for concealers, I had 4 concealers and 1 corrector earlier this year, and now I have 3 concealers and 1 corrector. I did empty the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I had in my project pan, so I have these 3 and still the Charlotte Tilbury corrector, which is a perfectly fine number. I don't see this growing. I want to keep under 5 concealers as well. I think for base products that expire, I think under 5 is a good number. So for powder, I had 1 pressed powder, 1 loose powder, and 1 loose sample, and I have the same exact powders. I have the Bite one and the Hourglass one, and then I still have the Cover FX sample, but I'm just gonna use that up at the end of this week or declutter it. But I still have 2. I actually have 1 backup of the Bite one, but I'm not counting it as part of my collection, so that number has stayed the same, and I want it to stay around 2 or 3 just because I don't need more than this. So for brows, I had 3 pencils and then 3 gels, and I'm just including like the nude sticks as a pencil. So I had a total of 6 brow products, and now I have 1 pencil, which is the nude sticks, I have 2 gels, and then I actually have 1 wax, which is the Patrick Ta Brow Wax. So 4 brow products. So it went from 6 to 4, which I find really manageable. And honestly, I think I only need 2 or 3. So right now I have 4. I can see myself entering the Glossier one and having 1 pencil, a gel, and a wax, and that's a completely fine number for me. Okay, so for mascaras, I had 1 mascara, which is pretty standard for me. And now I have 2, but one of them is not opened. So the one I have open now is the Hourglass mascara, and then I have an unopened Pat McGrath, which is fine by me. I'm just not going to open it until this one expires, just so I have a backup and I'm not having to, I don't know, I feel like mascaras go bad before you use up the whole tube. Okay, so for single eye products, I had 3, and this category has grown a lot. I'm counting these as like my single potted eyeshadows, and right now I have 9 and 1 sample, and I have 4 single shadows. So what I mean by that is I have 4 pan eyeshadows. So I have 2 JD Glow, a Dandelions, and a Natasha Denona, and these are my 4 singles. And then my potted eyeshadows, I will show you, I have them all into this container right here, and I also have a Kaja one. So I have 2 Hourglass, 2 Charlotte Tilbury, 2 ColourPop, 2 Shot Tokai. I have doubles of everything I love if you've been on this channel. I have 1 Kaja bento box, which I recently got, and then my sample is just a little Ilia one. This is a big number, but honestly, to me, these are such unique products to my collection, and I don't want them to go bad, but I think that these are really valuable to me, and I'm okay with this number. I think under 10 is a good number to have just because these still do expire, but I really enjoy most of these in here. Okay, and then earlier this year I had no liners. I didn't even include that in the video, and now I have 2, which is completely fine. I'm fine with this growing a little bit as long as they're all unique. So I have 1 liquid liner. I only want 1 in my collection just because I never use it. And then I have 1, like, what is this called? Like pencil liner. This one's a brown shade and I like it. I'm fine with having like a brown, a black, and then I kind of want like a nude one. But to me, like under 5 of these little liner things, under like 5 liners I think is fine. I think 3 is like a sweet spot for me, especially with pencil liners, which I have been using this quite a bit. Okay, for palettes, okay, we're not going to talk about this. I had 8 palettes in the beginning of the year, or in the middle of the year, and I have 14 now. I honestly thought this number was smaller. I don't know how it got to 14. I thought it was 12. That's a lot of palettes, but realistically, I love almost all of these palettes. I think there's only max 4 that I could see myself eventually get rid of anytime soon. Maybe in 2021, I'll change my mind a little bit and get rid of some, especially as we go back to life as normal and I'm wearing more everyday eyeshadow. Maybe that'll change. But honestly, like, I love all the palettes I have, and instead of beating myself up over that number, I just want to restrict what I buy. So I don't want to buy that many palettes in 2021. I want to keep my eyeshadow number under 15, whether that means I have to declutter some when I bring some in, or it just means I don't buy any. Whatever that means, I want to keep it under 15 just because 14 palettes is a lot and they're all basically brand new. By the way, if you're wondering why I only have the mid-year numbers, it's because I didn't have a channel at the beginning of 2020. But anyways, for bronzer, I had 3 cream and 3 powder that has stayed almost exactly the same. I have 4 powder and 4 cream, which I said I wanted to have 3 cream and 2 powder. But honestly, I've come to love bronzer a little bit more. I think 2 of the creams I could see myself not having in my permanent collection, but 2 of the creams that I have right now I could see myself having for a very long time because they're holy grail products for me. And then as far as the powders go, there's like, I would be fine with having like 3 because there's 3 I love. There's 1 I can think of decluttering, and also this doesn't account for Christmas presents, and I know I'm getting 1 powder, but I think having like 2 or 3 powders, 2 or 3 creams for bronzers is a good number for me. I also have 1 face palette, which I didn't have a category for originally, and I just didn't want to include this in my individual numbers just because this stands alone as it is. Like, I can't get rid of only the bronzer in here, so I have 1 face palette which also has a bronzer in here, but that number is okay. It didn't grow exponentially like my blushes, which, let's talk about my blushes. I had 6 creams and 2 powder blushes. I said I wanted to have 3, or no, I said it was good for now. Whew, okay, right now I have 11 creams and 6 powders. I have 17 blushes in my collection. And to be fair, I almost decluttered 3 of the creams. I almost decluttered 3 of my Nude Sticks ones, but I can't do it right now, so I'm just going to include it in this number, and I'll just include it in like a declutter sometime in 2021 if I do want to get rid of it. And I think 4 powders or 6 powders is fine. I have 2 Hourglass, 2 Cover FX, and 2 Patrick Ta. I have 2s of everything I love, I told you. That's fine. I literally love all of those except for 1 of the Cover FX ones I can maybe declutter. And then for creams, I really want to work through them. I don't want more than 10 creams in my collection as far as blushes go, because that is so many. For someone who has never used up a blush and probably won't ever use up a blush completely, that is way too many. So I need to get that number down a little bit. I did use up 1 blush, so I didn't use it up completely, but I did hit pan on and declutter 1 of my cream blushes, but that is just way too many for my collection. So I would like to keep it under 10 creams, 10 powders, which is still a lot. And sorry, my computer, which I use for light, is being weird, but that's still like under 20 creams or 20 blushes, which is still extremely bad. But yeah, that's ultimately where I would like to be. I honestly want to see where I go. I have some makeup that I want to test out more to see my thoughts on, But honestly, I could see myself in 2021 honestly getting rid of a lot of things and going not minimal, but a lot more curated of a collection. So that blush number definitely needs to go down. And I'm not letting that cream blush number increase. If I'm bringing in a cream blush, I have to get rid of 2. So that's where we're going with that. So for highlighter, I had 2 creams plus 1 from the Kosas quad that I had, or Kosas duo, and 1 powder. So I had a total of 4 highlighters. Right now I have 1 powder and 2 creams. That's honestly fine with me. I have the Rare Beauty cream, the Oma Beauty cream, and the Charlotte Tilbury powders. So that number is completely fine with me. I don't see the highlighter number growing. I want to keep it under like 3 or 4. And then the powders, again, I want to keep it under 3 just because like I found the highlighters I like and I don't think it's the most like exciting thing to buy for me. But definitely highlighter is a category where I'd rather grow my highlighter collection than my blush collection at this point. So for setting sprays, I had 1 and 2 samples, and now I have 2 and 1 sample, which is completely fine because the sample that I use it for my Patrick Ta brow wax when I'm like bringing my makeup bag and I don't want to bring a big setting spray. So I have the Urban Decay All Nighter, ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and then a mini of the Urban Decay. So I have 3 total, and I had 3 at the beginning or in the middle of the year, and that's a fine number for me. Okay, lip products. Why did this grow so much in the middle of a pandemic? I had 2 lipsticks, now I have 5. What? That includes my liquid lipstick, so I have 2 more nudie on me shades, 1 rosy color, 1 red, and then the liquid lipstick that I'm wearing today. Okay, I had 1 lip liner. I still have this same exact one. I want lipsticks to first of all not grow at all. I don't need any more lipsticks. And then lip liners, I'm okay if I have like 2 lip liners, but the one I have now has been working, but I could see myself replacing that in the coming year. I had 6 lip glosses, now I have 10. Why? Why do I have 10 lip glosses? I don't know, but I don't want to go over 10 at all because lip glosses are a thing that go bad. I found my favorites and it's literally a pandemic still. So 10 lip glosses is plenty for me and I can still have plenty of variety. I had 4 tinted balms / sheer lipsticks, and right now I have 2. I just have the 2 Fenty sheer lipsticks. That's a completely fine number for me. And I had 1 lip balm and 1 sample, and right now I just have 1 lip balm. I actually have 3 lip balms, but my boyfriend has stolen both of my GlossierBalm.coms. So yeah, I have 1 lip balm. And then yeah, that's it. That's my entire collection. So again, if you want to see these more on Instagram, like reviews and actually like the specific blushes or bronzers or things like that I have, I will be posting that. But now for the grand total. I don't count the numbers, please, because it's probably wrong because my notes aren't that great. But in the middle of 2020, I had 69 In the middle of 2020, around June, I had 69 makeup products, and now I have 90. So I added about 21 new products to my collection, which is that is a lot considering that's only half a year. But I do understand also that it was the start of my channel. It was the start of me getting back into makeup because I don't know, I was just buying a lot. I can't explain it. It's a pandemic and that's how I coped. I didn't spend that much money, I would say. I would say a lot of those products I either got as a gift or I had a gift card or I got on sale. Almost probably everything I got on sale. But I have 90 products. I do not want that number to go over 100. I do not want more than 100 makeup items. And I honestly want it to go down to around 80. So if I could end 2021 at 80 or even around 90, that would be great. But I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to see where my channel goes. If I ever grow to the point where I can get PR, obviously that'll make my numbers grow a little bit, but I still want to keep my collection a very curated number. I feel like 90 compared to most beauty lovers is not bad. I'm not making this video to like judge you for having however many makeup products you have. It's just that for me, like having 17 blushes is way too much. And I just want to curate my collection of things that I really love, and I really want to get use out of the things I love rather than a little bit of use out of a bunch of different things. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing my numbers. I hope you guys aren't judging me too hard, and I'm sure at the end of next year, if I'm still here on YouTube, I keep hitting the tripod. If I'm still here on YouTube, you will see how my collection grows. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I will grow to be above 100 products, or do you think I will be good and keep a nice curated collection? I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying my 12 days of Christmas. Be sure to subscribe. Not Christmas. I wish it was 12 days of Christmas. Subscribe to see my next 12 days of beauty videos. This series is wrapping up, and honestly, it's been so much work. I've only filmed 3 days, but I've filmed 3 or 4 videos on each day that I've been filming. So it's been a lot of work, but it's also been a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!